Join me as we take a look at how to open and close files in SigmaXL and also take a quick tour of the software. We'll assume at this point that you have loaded the SigmaXL software and that you have also downloaded and placed on your computer the student files that go with this course. Here's lesson number 1 on SigmaXL. Once you install it, there will be a little icon on your desktop. That is how you want to open SigmaXL, by double-clicking that. Please note, if you take a regular .xls or XLSX file and double-click it, it will not open in SigmaXL. It will open in regular Excel, as this one just did. If you want to open a file in SigmaXL, you must first double-click SigmaXL and open that. The first time you do this, it will ask you for an activation code. It will ask you if you want to enable macros and several other messages. But once you've gotten through that stage, it will just open up like you've just seen. Notice here that the only difference between this and regular Excel is this little menu tab up here that says SigmaXL. Now, if you want to open the file at this point, you have a couple choices. You could go to File, Open, and you could fish around on your PC and try to find this. Please note this. When you do File Open, it will show you a bunch of files. Those are not the files that we are going to use in class. Those are the files that go with the SigmaXL user manual, which I will demonstrate later. The user manual is a 300-plus page PDF document that takes you through examples on how to use every SigmaXL feature. The files you're looking at right now are the ones that support that document, not our class. So you would have to go around and find where you loaded your files on the PC and open them. Now, instead of doing File Open, I prefer to use these little shortcut buttons up here. This button opens files, this button closes files. If you do not have those, you can put them on your PC very easily. Simply go to the menu bar, put your cursor in the gray area on the right, and right-click your mouse. Choose Customize Quick Access Toolbar, and on the left you will get a bunch of features with little icons that you can place on your Quick Access Toolbar. You can scroll down until it says Open, then hit Add, and you can do the same thing for Close, and that will show up. So I'm going to hit the Open button. I placed my files on my desktop. I'll scroll down. I called the file CCI Online Greenbelt Student Files, and I'm going to open the one called Patient Data. Here you can see we have a file open now in SigmaXL. To get to the SigmaXL Features, simply click on the tab that says SigmaXL, and here we have all of the different menu options waiting for you. Under Data Manipulation, we will learn how to subset your worksheets by category, by numerical value, or by date. We'll also look at how to stack and unstack columns. Under Templates and Calculators, there are a lot of time-saving features here that you will find very helpful. For example, would you like a team charter? Simply click that, up comes a team charter. We have the same thing for SIPOCs. We have cause-effect diagrams. Now, don't get worried at this point. There are a lot of features in SigmaXL. This course does not use every one of those features. We just use the most important ones for you to do your project. If you are a fan of Lean and you want to do value stream mapping, they have templates for that. You will go to the Graphical Tools menu a lot. This is where you go to create Pareto charts and things you learned about in Yellow Belt like dot plots, box plots, histograms, run charts. We do a lot of really fun analysis with this in the Analyze stage. Under the Statistical Tools, this is where you go in the Measure and Analyze phases to do a lot of things such as calculate means, calculate standard deviations. We will do t-tests, we will do variance tests, we'll do proportion tests, chi-square tests. There is a sample size calculator we will show you that lets you know how much data you should sample, etc. The Measurement System Analysis tab is a place you will come in the Measure step And it answers the question, how do you know you can trust the data that you're gathering? It is a back office experiment that you will conduct with your data measurement team, and it lets you know whether your team is ready to go out and collect data or not. In the Process Capability menu, we'll come here, and it allows you to quickly determine sigma levels and yields for your CTQ or for key X factors. While we don't use design of experiments or reliability, we do look at control charts, and we will look at a variety of different types of control charts based on the type of data that you have. One thing I'd like to draw your attention to at this point is the bottom of the screen. You'll notice that we only have one worksheet open right now. But look what happens. Don't try to do this, just watch. I'm going to do a very quick box plot of, let's say, patient wait time. So we'll select wait time. Boom. Now we have a separate worksheet with this box plot. Look at the bottom. You now have two worksheets open. Can you imagine what this would look like if you've been doing some analysis for 15 or 20 minutes? All of a sudden you have a dozen or more worksheets that are open. Well, how do we keep track of everything that's going on here? One thing is this button called Worksheet Manager. When you press Worksheet Manager, it allows you to choose which workbook you're on, and it allows you to go back and forth to all of the different worksheets that you have. If we had a dozen or 24 worksheets running across the bottom, different tabs, this would list them all and let you go immediately to each one. So it's a very useful feature to have, and that is called the Worksheet Manager. Another thing that you'll find useful is recalling the last dialog box. You can do this one of two ways. You can hit the F3 button on your IBM style PC. That will not work on a Mac, but on an IBM style PC, hit F3, or punch this green arrow that's going to the left. This brings back the last dialog box that we used. And let's say we want to do some repetitive analysis, like we would like box plots for wait time by office. We've just now created a third worksheet with this. If you want to go back to patient data, this was our first original worksheet. There's a couple ways you might do that. You could click directly on this. You could use the Worksheet Manager, or there is another shortcut key. The F4 button, when pressed, will take you back to the previous worksheet that you were on. I'll press that right now, and we immediately go back to the main worksheet that we were just on. From this, we could recall the last dialog, and we could repeat some more analysis. We remove that. We want to look at this by day of week. We could easily do that. And we've created yet another box plot out there. All right, I'll go back to the original patient data. One last thing I'd like to show you is this very useful help feature that they have. Under this, you can hit the About SigmaXL choice, and it will bring up information showing you what version of SigmaXL you have, what your activation code was. It will provide contact information that you can call or email SigmaXL. They are a Canadian-based company. They are extremely helpful. They have a great support staff that are standing by, waiting to help you in any way they can. The SigmaXL guide is a wonderful feature. Simply punching that automatically opens a PDF file with over 300 pages of information on how to use SigmaXL. Now, as you go down here, I think you'll find this very useful because it shows you every feature of SigmaXL, and it walks you through examples using some of the files that they provide with the software. And if you say, hey, I don't know where those files are, you can always go up here, hit Sample Data, and it automatically brings them up. These are the files that come with the software. We do not use those files in this class, but these are the files that go with the user guide. And maybe one last thing to look at under Help is the hotkeys. If you forget what those shortcuts were that I told you, the hotkeys here, to bring back the last dialog box that you had, hit F3, or you could hit the green Recall SigmaXL dialog at the top. And if you want to bring up the last worksheet that you were on, you can hit F4. Alternatively, you could click on the tab at the bottom, or you could go through Worksheet Manager and go directly to wherever it is that you would like to be. So that's a quick tour of some of the features in SigmaXL and also how to open and close files and in general navigate around the screen. There's a lot more coming your way. Let's go on and see what we can learn next.